Hi Virgo, welcome to your unexpected reading for August 29th through September 28th. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life, such as family, friends, job, money, travel, school, all that good stuff. All right, Virgo, what do we got here? What's your unexpected coming up? Coming in hot. Okay, too many cards. Virgo. Ooh, another Virgo. Really? Or is that you being solitary? Virgo. Okay. Oh, Judgment. All right, so that can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Sagittarius for me. That's what fits for me. Strength. Is this someone dealing with recovery? All right. 8 of Cups. Looking like the Magician. Whoopsie. Knight of Wands. 3 of Wands. You know what it's looking like? It's looking like you just can't anymore with this because of the instability with someone. Things are not stable. As quick as they come, they go. What are we dealing with here? That's the most stable. Well, on the spread anyway. Knight of Pentacles, that is all about stability. So why is this about things not being stable? Is it just not stable with you? Like they don't want the commitment? They're plenty capable of it, but they just don't want it? Or, I mean, what is this? This is about intimacy for sure. But is that all it is? Is this someone not wanting connection? Alright, so we got intimacy and new awareness or new knowledge here. Alright. So what's this for Virgo? What's this 8 of Cups about for Virgo? Judgment. Look at that. Okay. Is this a failed reconciliation attempt? Is this being disappointed because the stability just isn't there? You two aren't on the same page. This is someone that cannot control their urges or can't get themselves in check. What's this Knight of Pentacles for Virgo? It's going to be Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Leo. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? The World. What's this Magician about? So that's transitioning. So is this about someone just not wanting to make a commitment? What's this Magician about? 7 of Wands. Yeah, they like the way they like things. I mean, they like things the way they are, or the way they like to get their way. They like to have things the way they like them. And to be fair, who doesn't? Knight of Wands. Eight of Cups. This jumped. Nine of Swords. That was like right here. So, man. Some of you could be dealing with Leo. I said that before, but it looks like this is just not giving you what you need. It's on someone else's terms, Virgo, and you're done. I think there's this understanding or realization that this is all it's ever going to be, is on their terms, on their timetable. And to be fair, I mean, they could have a lot going on, but I feel like it's more of a preference. I feel like they're always going to not prioritize this relationship, no matter what's going on in their life. Even if their schedule's wide open, even if their job is straight, social life's good, everything's kind of firing on all cylinders, this will always be the dynamic that it is now. This is 3 of Wands. Originally, I thought that somebody was in recovery, and then it was like, you know, things were going okay, and then they had a relapse. And it was like, and then you're back to square one. You're like, dang it. And that's why you walked away, because you're like, I can't deal with the instability, because someone's, you just came full circle with something, and then you slipped right back into it. But it's not that, obviously. This feels like you can't take it anymore. This just, their way or the highway. That's just a very nullifying, demoralizing place to be in for you, because you're not valued. Or you are, but not because of who you are so much as what you can supply. What's this 3 of Wands for Virgo? This 3 of Wands. Ace of Swords. Cutting things off. Having those realizations, cutting things off. Looking to make some moves, looking at your future prospects. Presumably without this person, because of the realizations that you've had. I think, here's the funny thing. We got reconciliation. We got someone quite possibly owning up to, or not willing to own up to, what has transpired, what's gone on, why things have ended the way they have, or turned out the way they have. And you've been here before with this person. This is a very familiar issue. The thing is, they, just as quick as they come in for a reconciliation, the minute they find out that it's on the table or that you'd be considering it, they're back up to their old shenanigans again. And I think this is about you realizing that, you know what, this is all it's ever going to be. This feels like you accepting crumbs of love. There could be 5 full cups, but you only get 2. And that's as good as it's going to get. And it's just not good enough anymore. That's the dynamic of this. That this person is firmly okay with how things are. They like things being on their terms. Again, to be fair, who doesn't? But the way this is set up, it's not leaving any room for what you want, and very little reciprocity. So this is someone that's probably, look at this. We got the infinity symbol twice here. That's someone that's got quite the hold or quite the command of the situation, and is used to getting what they want, can be very strategic about getting what they want. So as soon as they come back in, and there's that hope, it's like it gets dashed. And there's that realization that it's always going to be on their terms. They're always going to have that kind of hold on things. They're always going to be 5 steps out in front. And the realization of that has you thinking about your future and like, okay, well, I need to, all right, so this is done. What's next? And looking to the future for yourself. So I think you surprise yourself. I think what's unexpected is that this is the end of the line for this person with you. That you finally take a firm stance and you're like, no more. Whereas before, things were always up for negotiation, because they had such a way of either presenting information, or they had you, I hate to say trapped, but there was always like, well, I'll break up with so-and-so after the wedding, or after I do this for their mom, or after, his sister's house sell, or whatever. I mean, there was always kind of that something that kind of managed you. Like from out here, it was kind of controlling the now, like 3 months ahead of time. Well, after that, then we'll, after this happens, then you and I can this. That's never going to come. And I think the shift is you realizing that. The unexpected is you realizing that. And when they do come back in, because they will, because this is about a reconciliation, you surprise them and yourself by saying no. And it's like you're literally turning away from them to look to a future without them. And it's kind of, this realization is kind of washed over you, and this awareness is happening to where you're like, I just can't anymore, and I don't want to. And I want to see what else is out there for me, because this is not it. What's the Strength card about? It's a Strength card for Virgo. Yeah. This has you wondering and subsequently being disappointed in, is this the end? Because there's not a lot of stability here for, the strength and stability is not here for this. I will tell you, in February, you've got 2 prospects. One, you meet them in January, and the other one shows up in February. Random, right in there. But from now until through Christmas, it's going to be you just sticking close to friends and family and kind of processing this. But January looks a little busy, and then February you're deciding between two. Just saying. So don't despair not. You're just taking a breather here. Things are up and running again in January. Right. So this one, yes, this one. Yeah, because, I mean, it could be, for some of you, there could be distance. I mean, we got Knights, and then we got the Eight of Cups, and we got the Three. So this could be that it's never going to be, you two are never going to be in proximity. It's always going to be going to visit someone on the weekend, but it's never going to move beyond that, whereas before you might have had hope. But it's time to move on because they're simply not offering what you need. It's very one-sided for you, Virgo. That's for Virgo. What does Virgo need? What else for Virgo? Yay. The Sun. Could be Leo. Again, look at Leo, Leo, Leo. Woo-wee. It also is about you coming to understanding, coming to terms with this, and realizing there's more for me out there. There's brighter days ahead. I don't need to just settle for this, for someone who, it's always going to be intermittent. It's always going to be that spontaneous thing. It's always going to be on their terms. And yeah, this is about you realizing there's much more out there, and you looking to the future after having these realizations that sunny days are ahead. This is not about staying in a situation that no longer serves you and that is keeping you up at night with worry and just, we've been here before, and yet they're not changing. They're pretty resolute and stagnant. They like things the way they are. They got everything just the way they want it, which should include you, so if it doesn't, there's a problem. That's for Virgo. Life. Yay. Well, no, not yet, but okay. Point being, this is about you deciding, and I think part of the reason why you're like, no more. This is me walking away. This is me moving out. This is you with somebody, but moving out of this home because I can't. I'm looking at the rest of my life. There's that sun again. I'm looking at the rest of my life going, I want more than this. And I think it's because you take the rest of your life into consideration. Like, do I want to be here in 10 years in this same type of dynamic? And because your person's going, I'm good. This is where I'm at right now, and this is what I want, and this is how I like my relationships. And you're like, I don't want that for my life. Like, I want adventure. I want someone that sees me as their person, as their better half. I don't want something where it's always on someone else's terms, and there's always this kind of question of stability. It's like you're ready for things to start to take off. And I think that's why you decide to look to the future, to look elsewhere, to cast your net, to start to look in other directions. This feels like you're turning away from this situation and you're starting to look that way because you see that there's much better offerings out there than what you, dare I say, settle for right here. And it could be, to be fair, it could be that this served its purpose for a long time because you didn't know what you wanted either or whatnot, but it no longer does. And that's the shift, is that you're realizing that you need to stand your ground, and it's about you going, well, what do I want for myself? And I'm tired of this person. I feel like that makes it sound like they've done something to you, because let's be honest, there was participation on your part too. Maybe you didn't know any better, but you did stick around. And if it worked before, they're going to think it works again. But the thing is, you don't want that anymore. And when you assert yourself, it doesn't seem that it makes any difference. And that's what the problem is. They don't take you into consideration. And I think there's a realization on your part. And that's why things shift for you. That's why when they come back in, and there's that, being dynamic and well, this and that, you realize quickly that nothing has changed. It's still these crumbs of love, or everything is still on their terms. To be fair, it's because it was before. So why would it be any different now? Well, it is, because you want more. So you walking away is probably to the shock of everyone because you just don't want to do it anymore. You're the first one to show up to help out, to be in service of. You don't mind that. But it's different when that's the constant. Like when you're the supply, when you're the battery. Out of all the zodiac, Virgo, if you don't get your alone time, you get really cranky. And you have to have alone time to recharge. You have to, and so do other signs, but you are the only one, typically, as literature would state, you don't mind being alone. It recharges you. You need to, because you're a natural born caretaker, so you're wired to take care of and manage things and other people. So if you don't get time alone to recharge, you're just depleted. And then it gets weird, and it gets ugly. So to have someone not respect that about you, or to just not see that you matter too, and this is what my person needs, instead of, well, when are you going to be back because I need this? Look elsewhere. You don't want that anymore. You don't want that anymore. Right. Oh, for Virgo. Virgo. 5 of Cups and 2 of Swords. 5 of Cups. So there's that disappointment, and then realizing, it could be if I just accept the 2 of Cups. If I just want 2 instead of the 5, okay. But because of that, at the same time, you're like, no, I don't want to be worth just 2 cups. That's why there's a stalemate. That's why there's no agreement. There's no moving forward. Cutting things off and looking to the future, brighter days for what you want. Your decision making. You being in control because you have an awareness of what went on here, and you get to decide instead of just fall into something because of some kind of perceived control or connection that someone has with you. It's going to be about what you want. All right. Virgo, I hope this was helpful, and I wish you clarity and peace with this, especially in light of this 9 of Swords card. That needs to be short-lived. That's never any fun. I hope to see you in the next reading, and I thank you for stopping by. Take care.